My name's John Brightsteel, and this is my channel. Hi everybody, my name's John Brightsteel and welcome to my channel. In this particular video we're going to be cooking another one of my favourites, which is the shepherd's pie. I think you're going to like it. Okay, so here's our ingredients. I have a pound of ground beef. I bought that at my local grocery store. I have some potatoes, some large russet potatoes that we're going to peel. We're going to wash and peel, boil up and turn into mashed potato. I have a can of mixed vegetables. You can obviously use fresh if you want to, but for this I'm just going to use the can that I happen to have in the cupboard. And then I've also got a cup here of beef broth, which is just a beef stock. Again, you can make that if you want to be that adventurous, but again, it's something I had in the cupboard. They're the main ingredients, and so let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the potatoes because we're going to need those first, and they're probably going to take longest to cook. So at this point I'm just starting to peel them. We're going to wash them, cut them up into chunks, then put them into a saucepan in water and boil them up until they're soft enough. They're cooked and obviously soft enough to actually be able to mash them to be the topping on our shepherd's pie. Okay, so here's our potatoes. They've been peeled, obviously washed, and we've cut them into sizable chunks so they can go into the saucepan and cook. We're going to boil them up until they're cooked so we can mash them. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt into the water there with them. And we'll put those on the stove there and get them boiled up. So next we're going to prepare the beef, the ground beef. So we're going to put that into a small frying pan. I'm going to fry this up, and I'm going to actually put a little bit of chopped onion in with this. So pepper the onion, cut the onion up, and we'll stick that in with it. Okay, next is going to be the ground beef. We've got that into a frying pan. I've also going to put a small amount of chopped onion in with it, and we're going to fry this up until the beef's cooked. Okay, so we have the beef cooking through here with the onions, and pretty much cooked through now. We're going to leave it a little longer so they can cook through a bit more thoroughly and come back to that. And then we're keeping an eye on the back here. We've got the potatoes. They're starting to boil up. We need to turn those down a little bit. No, they're fine actually. It's starting to steam up a little bit, so but they're doing fine right now. Okay, so at this point I'm going to add in the mixed vegetables. Okay, so we've added the mixed vegetables. We're going to stir those in, get it mixed quite thoroughly through with the ground beef. Okay, so we've let that cook through for a while. Now we're going to add in the stock or the broth, the beef broth, into the mix. And we're going to let that simmer for a while. Okay, so I've put the beef, the stock and the mixed vegetables on the back there. They're just simmering, and I'm going to put the lid on that one. And now I'm just going to check on the potatoes. The way I check them is with a fork or a knife. You just stick them in, and as you can see, the potatoes are actually kind of sticking onto the knife. They're not actually falling off. When they're done, they will drop off kind of straight away rather than kind of hanging on there for a bit. So need to be a little bit longer. Okay, so we're going to check. The potatoes have been cooking now for about just a little over 25 minutes, and if I put my knife in, they almost
They either don't pick it, it doesn't even pick up with the knife, or it pretty much drop off straight away. So they're getting very soft now. So I think another 5 minutes and they'll be done. So now I have the cooked potatoes. I've drained them of the water, and we've got them. I've added a knob of butter and about 3 or 4 tablespoonfuls of milk. And now it's just a matter of basically mashing it. You need to use a fork. You can buy a particular implement for doing this, but I prefer just to do it this way. It's just a matter of turning it into mashed potato. Okay, so we have our mashed potato. I actually went on to add some more milk, and just add it in small amounts until you get it to kind of the right consistency to be mashed potato. So that's ready to go. So the next step, we're going to put that to one side. The next step is actually to get a bowl that we're actually going to assemble the shepherd's pie in. It needs to be a bowl that's able to go into the oven, and obviously it depends on the size of shepherd's pie you're making. So this is probably about 3 inches or so deep, it's about 8 or 9 inches across. So the first thing to do is to put into the bottom of the bowl the ground beef that's now been cooked with the mixed vegetables. So here we have the beef in the bottom of the baking dish. We're just going to kind of compact it a little bit and get it fairly even. So now that's probably a depth of a little over 1 inch. And the next step is to put the potato on top. So here we have the shepherd's pie with ground mince, the minced beef and mixed vegetables with the stock on the bottom, and the potatoes have been added to the top. And then we're just going to kind of do a pattern with a fork on the top. And we're going to put it in the oven in a second, and we're just going to bake it until the top goes kind of a golden brown colour. So there we have it. Another kind of tip to help with the browning process is just brush a little bit of butter onto the top, or margarine. It just helps it brown a little bit. And I'm going to go back and do the pattern again. Perfect. So that's now done, ready for the oven. As I say, I'm going to put it in the oven. I've preheated the oven to about 350 degrees, and I'm going to put it in there for about half an hour or so. So here's our shepherd's pie, just taking it out of the oven. As you can see, it's turned golden brown on the top. Still it's very hot right now, but you can see the layer of potato on the top, and on the bottom is ground beef with mixed vegetables. Very, very wholesome, very tasty food, and I hope yours turn out as well as mine, and that this becomes one of your favourites too. So here's our finished shepherd's pie. I've just cut into it and taken my plate, which I'm now going to eat. As I say, it's very tasty, and so we call it a pie, but there's obviously no pastry involved. It actually uses the potato as effectively the crust on the top. It started out as it could be called cottage pie or shepherd's pie, and obviously shepherd's pie suggests something to do with sheep, although this is beef. It wasn't till later on in the 1800s that it was referred to as shepherd's pie, whether it was beef or any other meat that was used. You can actually, there is a kind of an alternative, you can use fish and call it fisherman's pie. But I thoroughly recommend it, and quick and easy to make, and as I say, very, very wholesome and tasty.
Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, it would be great if you could subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I always read your comments, and we'll always try to answer your questions. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye now.